What's up, YouTube? If you've been watching my videos, you know I'm Devin from Doctored Garage. I have the engine out of my AE86 drift car, and the beams engine is sitting over there. I've been talking about some of the things about the beam swap, some of the really good things, some of the shortcomings, some of the issues, and so on. As I've got this out, I'm talking through some of the logistics of the swap. Well, this video is a little different. It's along the same lines of one of the other videos, which was the Flows Welded chassis brace kit. Well, I'm going to share a little tidbit of secret sauce for chassis bracing or chassis strengthening that I've come up with. So, to get to that point, I'm going to talk about radiators first. So, when I did the beam swap in my car, I had a Mishimoto radiator first, but it actually contacted the intake tubing, or the intake where it came off the manifold, so I couldn't run it. So, I switched it out for like a half-size Civic radiator, which is over here. I just got a cheap one off of eBay because I wasn't sure how well it would work and I just needed to test fit. But I got a pretty thick core. You can see that's pretty big. And that's like a 2000 or 1800 CFM Spall fan there. And this is what I ran for a while. But since I'm adding the supercharger, I decided I needed to upgrade my cooling because boost means heat. So I have a full-size Koyo radiator now, which is actually, this is meant specifically for the beam swap. It actually puts the water inlet and outlet pipes in the same side, so that way there's a straight shot from the engine from here to the radiator. Anyway, so when I put the Civic radiator in, I had to make custom radiator mounts, and here's the factory lower radiator support. I've got it cut up because this is where the tension rod brackets bolt down to, and I'll show you what I've done with those in a minute. But I had custom mounts welded here and here, and I was really surprised when I started trying to move the radiator around to try and make some better fitment here that this is all like single layer, like, there we go, like maybe 20 gauge steel, just super thin and flimsy. Where the tension rod brackets are, it's doubled up a little bit. It's a little bit stronger here. It's a little stronger where it's welded to the car. There's a couple extra little, gusset things to it. But I just went, that seems really weak. And that seems like it would be kind of flimsy. And every time I jack the car up in the front, I like to use the tow hooks because it's really easy to get to when it's low and you got a bumper on. I don't have a jack point on my bash bar. So that's how I jack the car up, is from the tow hooks. But I realized that when I would jack it up, as I would jack it up, say from this side, it would go up and the other frame rail would actually lag behind. And there was a difference. Like the frame rail was actually flexing. I said, that's really weird. Like that seems really soft. Why would the frame rail itself flex and not just like suspension droop? I thought it was pretty wild. So what I did is, in addition to the Flows chassis brace kit, I also made this little bit here. This is my secret sauce of chassis bracing that I've come up with. Because mine was pretty hacked up from all the radiator swap stuff, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to clean it up, and I also needed to add some space for the new Koyo radiator. I'm trying to push it forward to make room for some intercooler piping and so on. So it's pushed, the factory one was right about here, so it's pushed forward a couple inches. But this is 1.5 DOM 095 wall thickness, so like what you use for roll cage. And this is what I used for the tension rod brackets, and it's awesome. So after I did this, I had some of the Flows braces welded, and I had this one and this one welded in, but I checked before, and one side would pick up and the other side would still lag behind. But then when I welded this in, now everything lifts nice and level, which is great. That's awesome. So I eliminated some chassis flex. I did a thing. I'm really excited to try it out. I know another buddy of mine and I were talking about this a while back. He did this on his car too, so I can't claim I'm the only one that's come up with this, but when he put it on his car, he said he noticed a pretty big difference, and he noticed the same thing. When he jacked it up, that it was, everything was able to pick up a lot more evenly, a lot more smooth. On his, he also added a jack point in the middle, so I'll probably do that because this is roll cage tubing. So, yeah. I'm excited to get the car back together and hopefully have it out running. I'm pushing for next week because there's a drift event in Myrtle Beach that I want to make it to. I don't know if it's going to happen because I still, as you can see, I still have to paint and clean up quite a bit in the engine bay. And then I have to put the supercharger on the engine and then put the engine in here. And then I still have to figure out mounting points for the radiator on the bottom, figure out what I want to do across the top here. And then, of course, I also have to figure out how I'm going to mount the intercooler. And not to mention all the other little things that I have to fix, like this rat's nest. It wasn't that bad. It just looks really bad because when I tore it out, I didn't really keep it tight. But, yeah, I still got quite a few things to do. But that's my secret sauce for chassis bracing. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, follow, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Dr. Garage on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Thanks, guys.